More and more young men are starting to use Viagra today. While they don't necessarily have erectile dysfunction, there's been a meteoric rise in young adults using Viagra recreationally. Getting a prescription is easier than ever, and many young men are turning to this drug for reasons beyond its intended use. In today's video, we'll be covering the Viagra epidemic amongst young men, delving into the reasons behind this growing trend, and exploring the potential harm it can cause. From a solution to a problem. The blue pill, which was originally intended as a solution for older men with erectile dysfunction, is now becoming a popular option amongst younger men who are worried about their sexual performance or who just want to be able to perform even better than usual, even if they don't really need it. Pfizer introduced the drug in 1998 as the first oral treatment for ED. Its popularity was boosted by huge marketing campaigns featuring famous personalities such as Hugh Hefner and Pele, leading to billions in sales. Younger men under 40 are increasingly turning to the drug today, either due to unrealistic expectations or psychological barriers. Some studies indicate that these men take Viagra or its active ingredient, sildenafil, to deal with the stress and anxiety related to sexual performance. Others use the drug recreationally so they can go harder and longer than they could naturally. But is it safe and appropriate for younger men to take Viagra to alleviate performance anxiety, or to recreationally use it just for the added edge and stamina it provides? This is a prevalent concern, as the drug, initially intended as a treatment for erectile dysfunction in older men, is now being used by a younger generation. Many younger men see Viagra as a confidence booster and take it before going out on a night. The availability of Viagra Connect, an over-the-counter version of the drug released in March 2019, has normalized its use among young men without ED, as it can be easily purchased online without a prescription. Unrealistic expectations from adult films. Adult films have become increasingly popular in recent years, and their influence on young men's sexual expectations and behavior cannot be ignored. Unfortunately, adult films often portray unrealistic and exaggerated expectations, which can lead to significant psychological and physical harm for young men. Almost all of the male adult film stars use performance enhancers and even use dangerous ones, such as a substance called Caverject, which you have to inject with a needle into the penis. Additionally, adult films often depict men with large penis sizes, long-lasting erections, and the ability to perform sexually for extended periods without stopping. These unrealistic expectations can lead young men to believe that they need to perform at the same level, which can result in performance anxiety, low self-esteem, and a negative body image. Many young adults today, both male and female, are learning about their sexuality through pornography from an early age, which can instill harmful and unrealistic beliefs in them that are contrary to a healthy sexual outlook and expectations. Moreover, adult films often depict sexual acts in a very unrealistic way. Young men may attempt to imitate these acts without understanding the physical and psychological consequences associated with them. This can lead to sexual dysfunction and a decrease in overall sexual enjoyment. Roman and hymns. With the constant innovation of technology, getting your hands on sildenafil, the active ingredient in Viagra, has become easier than ever. One example of a company where you can get a prescription without even talking face-to-face with a doctor is Hims. Hims offers a telemedicine service for men's health and provides digital tools for managing appointments, prescriptions, and generic medications for ED, such as sildenafil and tadalafil, more often referred to as Cialis. In addition to its services for ED for men, the brand has also created a sister company, Hers, which caters to women's healthcare needs by providing digital management of appointments, prescriptions, and treatments. Now we'll shift our focus to Roman. Roman is a subsidiary of the company Ro, which was established in 2017 as a direct-to-consumer healthcare service. The goal of Roman is to provide an easy and streamlined experience for consumers without the involvement of healthcare professionals, physicians, and pharmacies. Since its inception, Roman has actively marketed its services and has become a well-known brand in the men's health industry, particularly for its generic versions of Viagra and Cialis. The main focus of Roman is to provide healthcare services that are discreet and where the consumer only needs to talk via text to a doctor to obtain a prescription. You can see how much easier this would be as opposed to having to go face-to-face with a doctor in person. While both companies don't plan on doing any harm to anyone, the harsh truth is they help make sildenafil way more accessible than it's ever been. They're doing good for the people who are actually in need of help, but they also make it way easier for young men to take advantage of that and get their hands on those pills for a purely recreational use. Young men in high school and college taking Viagra. The trend of young men taking Viagra has become a growing concern in recent years. Viagra, a medication used to treat erectile dysfunction in men, is now being abused by high school and college students for recreational purposes. One of the main reasons for the increase in Viagra misuse is peer pressure. Young men feel the need to fit in and be perceived as cool by their peers. They believe taking Viagra will enhance their sexual performance and make them more attractive to the opposite sex. However, this is not only a false perception, but it can also have serious implications. Moreover, the easy accessibility of Viagra also contributes to its misuse by young men. In the past, it was often obtained through friends or family members who have a prescription or through illegal online purchases. However, nowadays, companies like Roman and Hims make it very easy to get Viagra without the need of face-to-face interaction with a doctor anymore, which has completely changed the game. Another factor that contributes to the trend of young men taking Viagra is performance anxiety. Young men often feel pressure to perform sexually, and they believe that taking Viagra will help them overcome it. However, this only leads to a vicious cycle of relying on the medication to perform, which only increases their anxiety and makes the drug become a crutch. It's crucial to address this issue and educate young men about the potential harm of Viagra use, especially if one does not truly need it for physical reasons. If young men use Viagra every time or the majority of the time they have sex, they can become psychologically dependent on it. Let's face it, even if someone doesn't need Viagra, every man in the world will perform better and be longer and harder with the convenient pill. This makes it very easy to start the habit of using it more frequently for strictly recreational use. Performance anxiety. Performance anxiety is a common issue among young men, especially when it comes to sexual performance. It refers to the fear of not being able to perform sexually to one's own or their partner's expectations. This fear can result in a lack of confidence and self-esteem, which can have a significant impact on a person's overall well-being. Performance anxiety can stem from various factors, such as societal pressure to be a stud in the bedroom, the influence of adult films, and past experiences where they couldn't get it up. These expectations can make young men feel inadequate and lead them to believe that they need to rely on performance-enhancing drugs such as Viagra to perform up to a certain perceived standard. However, relying on Viagra to perform sexually can be a slippery slope. Many who abuse the drug tend to rely on medication to perform rather than face the fear and uncertainty of engaging in sexual activity naturally. It's important to address performance anxiety and help young men overcome it. A healthy and realistic approach to sexual performance can help improve self-esteem and reduce anxiety. This can be achieved through therapy, counseling, or education on healthy sexual practices. Moreover, it's also essential to educate young men about the unrealistic expectations of sexual performance often portrayed in adult films. These films can lead to issues when young men believe that they need to perform at a level which is not typically achievable in reality, and also the adult film stars commonly are using performance enhancers in all of their scenes. The dangers of Viagra misuse. Despite Viagra's rise in popularity, using it without a prescription or under medical supervision can lead to some complications. One of the dangers of Viagra misuse is the risk of drug interactions. Viagra can interact with other medications, such as nitrates, and cause a dangerous drop in blood pressure, leading to heart attack, stroke, and even death. It's crucial to inform the doctor of all medications being taken before using Viagra. In addition to some physical dangers, recreational misuse can also have psychological effects, which we previously discussed in this video. Many young men believe Viagra can do everything for them and turn them into a stud, which has made its recreational use skyrocket over the past decade. So there you have it, folks, a mini documentary regarding the Viagra epidemic amongst young men. Taking Viagra recreationally for non-medical reasons is a growing phenomenon, leading to potential physical and psychological health risks. The drug's easy accessibility due to companies like Roman and Hims has normalized its use, and it's had a definite impact on younger generations. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts about today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.